Hey everyone, what's going on? Retire on Dividends here. I wanted to give you a quick update on how TSLY and Crush side by side, how they're performing if you did invest in both of them together, assuming you did it when Crash incepted. So, as you know, basically Crash is the opposite of whatever TSLY does. So real quick, TSLY has a synthetic where they sell a put and they buy a call, okay? And that synthetic is bullish. Crash has a synthetic where they buy a put and sell a call. So that synthetic is bearish, all right? But then they both have weeklies, and it's also the opposite there. TSLY sells weekly calls, all right? When you sell weekly calls, that's a bearish play. And then Crash sells puts on a weekly basis, and that's a bullish play, okay? Now, the difference is, and I keep forgetting about this, Crash actually has a somewhat of a defensive position because they do buy a call further out in expiration with a higher strike price, I guess as some type of protection against, should Tesla go to the moon, right? So if you go to the holdings, this is as of July 8th. So you'll see let's look at TSLY, right? So TSLY has the two puts at the top, that's a synthetic, and then the calls on the bottom, 1315, right? That's a synthetic, 1315. 32,000, that's a synthetic, 32,000. And then the weekly call right there. Everything else in between, that's cash and treasuries, right? So if you go here, same thing, right? You look at the top here, right? This is their call. That's for the synthetic, and then the put is for the synthetic, okay? And then they have the weekly puts right here, 245, 250, which add up to 295. But then here, right in orange, this is the buy call, okay? They bought a call with a 265 strike price, okay? Right now, this has a market value of 185,000. So as Tesla goes up, this is actually kind of saving it in a way. Right now, Tesla is not at 265 yet, and July 19th is right around the corner. So this may not be worth anything when all said and done. However, it could be, and it's somewhat, I guess, I don't know what you guys want to call it. I call it, Crash's downside protection, right? So when we say Crash does what TSLY does, it does. However, TSLY doesn't have this, they don't have any downside protection. Crash does, right? Downside from their point of view. So I just wanted to mention that again, reiterate that. So if we go to the holdings under Crash through their website, you should see a call just sitting out there, right? And you're probably wondering what the hell it is. But that's what it is. I tried to go through the prospectus. Unfortunately, it doesn't show anything. I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but if you go to their website and you click on, I'll have to try on the computer too. But this is Crash. If I click prospectus, this is what I get. I get this one page, and it shows Crash, OR, the dips, fiat, rotten, but no pages. And then if I go to summary prospectus, same thing, no pages. So let me know if you guys get the same issue. If not, maybe that's something to ask Jay today. All right. So anyway, outside of that, let's see how the funds are doing. So we know what they do. We know what the funds do. So here's the tracker, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm tracking Tesla, I'm tracking TSLY, and I'm tracking Crash. I'm also tracking the distribution, and I'm trying to take that out of the equation to see, how the fund performs day in and day out, okay? And anything in gray is a movement of 3% or more. So let's just go straight to the gray. So on May 7th, Tesla went down 3.76%. TSLY went down 2.52%. Crash went up 3.05%. So for the day, you would be up 0.56%. This is if you owned each fund equally. Again, I'm not saying what is right or wrong owning these funds, but I'm just giving a scenario of what it would look like should you have owned both funds equally, and how you would be doing. Because again, most people who buy Crash they also have TSLY. So they're hoping they work good together, which is why I'm making this video. Some people, I'm sure they just own Crash, but I hope it's not lately because Tesla's been on a tear. And then we had, look at these days. We had Tesla up 6.66% and then down 3% 2 days in a row and then up 3%. So during that time, you could see TSLY went up 4.5, went down 1.5, went down 2.9, and then went up 3.1. So this overall, I mean, you actually made out in these 4 days, right? Because you went down 0.6. If you look at column K, you went down 0.69, then you went up 1.92, down 0.29, then up 1.2. So if you look too on the inception to date change, you'd actually be up from inception 2.39%, which is not bad. So, that's not a huge fluctuation. It kind of is. 3% is not huge, but still it's 3%. So here's another day, June 12th. Tesla went up 3.88. TSLY captured 3.78%, which is awesome. And then Crash only went down 2.91%. So this is a great day. Overall, you're up 0.87%. And then here's a day where Tesla went up 5.3%. However, look, when TSLY's capped, therein lies the problem. TSLY was capped and it only went up 3.65%. However, Crash went down 4.11%. So overall, you're down 0.47% that day. So it's the days where one or the other gets capped, then you're pretty much screwed. Tesla on June 26th went up 4.81%. TSLY only went up 0.94%. Yeah, super capped right there. And guess what? Crash ain't going to save you. Crash went down 5.01%. So you lost 4.07%. Had you owned just TSLY that day, you'd be up 0.94%. Had you owned both equally weighted, Crash and TSLY, you'd be down 4.07%. So not working so much. And then we'll look at another day here. We had Tesla go up 6.05%. TSLY went up 3.47%. So obviously TSLY was capped that day. And then Crash went down 5.41%. So again, if you own both of them, you're down 1.94%. Versus just owning TSLY, you'd be up 3.47%. And then it gets worse, okay? And then July 2nd, July 3rd, like what in the hell, right? So July 2nd, Tesla went up 10.2%. Again, completely I don't want to say unexpected, but it started the bull run, right? But since Tesla went up 10.2%, TSLY was capped for sure. TSLY was capped. It only went up 2.33%. And again, Crash is not saving you. Crash went down 11.37%. So again, it's when the funds get capped is when the disaster happens. So if you own TSLY and Crash on July 2nd, you're down 9.04%. If you just own TSLY, you're up 2.33%. So when you look at examples like this, does it make sense to own Crash? Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Stay the hell out of my portfolio. You don't want days like that. I mean, it's one thing to own TSLY and be capped and only get 2.33% appreciation. But imagine getting capped and getting your ass kicked on the other side by Crash. So when Tesla has that bull run, you're just getting destroyed. All right, and then the day after, July 3rd, Tesla decided to go up again. It went up 6.54%. TSLY captured 3.57%. Not terrible, but it's not good. Because Crash went down 5.39%. So you lost another 1.83%. And then it shows July 4th, but it was actually July 5th. It's sometimes these Google formulas, these Google spreadsheets get all screwed up. But either way, this is also the, X date. So I'm taking out the distribution change. So Tesla went up 2.08%. TSLY went up 1.26%. And obviously kind of capped. Crash went down 2.54%. So you'd lost another 1.28%. So inception to date, if you owned Crash and TSLY together, you would now be down 7.31%. It looked much better in the beginning because you haven't had those crazy days yet. Again, with Tesla, It's, in my opinion, it's unappreciated implied volatility. So that's why they sell their calls, tighter than you would think. Versus like Misty, for example. MSTR is so much more volatile, so they can go a little further out in the calls, so they won't be capped as much. Tesla, again, is underappreciated IV, so sometimes they sell calls that are so tight, and then Tesla has a 10% week. Forget it. I mean, it's one thing to capture limited upside, but it's another thing to take all the downside, from the short fund. So again, it just it's not performing 50-50. Definitely not 50-50. I mean, I would never recommend. I don't know. I don't even know if buying the two at all is ever worth it. If you hate Tesla, I guess you'd buy Crash. I don't know. So here's another look. Again, launch date 5/2. Crash launched May 2nd. They were 2009 at that point in time. This is as of July 5th, the latest update. Crash is at $13.20. So they lost $6.89 in capital already, because Crash launched at an absolutely terrible time. Similar to kind of how TSLY launched at, a pretty bad time, but Crash, it basically just launched 2 months later, and they're down $6.89. During that same time frame, TSLY had a capital gain of $1.14. So it's not enough to make up that difference. Dividend-wise, TSLY paid $2.34, Crash paid $1.77. Total return, TSLY paid $3.48, and Crash you would have lost. This is with distributions, $5.12. So total return percentage for TSLY since Crash launched, you'd be up 22.04% if you own TSLY by itself. Crash, you'd be down 25.49%. So I don't know, man. Again, this is with distributions and everything considered, but it's the way I'm looking at it. Owning these in a 50-50 allocation would not work. Owning it at a 75% TSLY, 25% Crash allocation, would that work? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's just Tesla. It's just, again, it's the unappreciated IV. I keep saying it, but I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But it's just tough, man. It's just it's not doing well. I mean, when you're capped on one, the other is not going to save you, right? Same thing like if Tesla tanks, then Crash will go up when Tesla tanks, but Crash will go up to an extent, right? It'll go up to an extent. It'll actually, it'll get capped itself. And then TSLY will go down, not the full amount, but still it'll go down a lot and it'll hurt you. So either way, again, when you see the big days, 6-10%, forget it, man. You're going to get your butt kicked here. So anyway, I just wanted to give you the update on TSLY and Crash, how they perform together, how they're doing. My opinion on it, which means absolutely nothing, because this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. But my opinion on it is I'm staying clear of Crash. I don't own TSLY either. But, when the others come out, like chips and dips and whatever, I'm not going to own them either, because I'm bullish on NVIDIA. I'm bullish on coin. Well, I do actually own Coney now. I bought 10 shares. So if it continues to dip, I will make a bigger position Coney. But no, I'm not going to buy chips or whatever the heck. No, fiat. They're fiat. But that's not my plan. I know there's others that disagree with me, and they want fiat because they think crypto is going to tank. So if that's the case, then what would you just buy it by itself and not own Coney? I don't know. It's almost like to own these, you should own them individually if you're trying to time the market. I don't know. Otherwise, owning them together, you're kind of screwing yourself in a way. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think owning these on a certain percentage basis makes sense? Or do you think it's a disaster? I don't know. Again, I'm not impressed. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, that's the update for TSLY and Crash together, combined. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them in the comments below. Also, let me know what type of frequency you want this video posted. Is this something that you're going to want to see when the others come out as well? Like a comparison, maybe once a month, once every 2 months? Let me know your feedback and what you guys think, because I'm not sure how many of you guys actually own Crash, or even if you don't own Crash, like, are you still interested in this information? All right. All right, that's all I got for today. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you later.